Hi guys, so some details have been released on Reddit. Somebody sent me a Reddit post and I've been reading about the changes that are coming with some survival mode difficulty. Now, the first thing I noticed is it is replacing the existing survival mode difficulty. Originally I thought it was going to be a survival mode, as in you go to settings, gameplay, difficulty and then click hardcore mode like you did in Fallout New Vegas, but no, it's actually replacing the difficulty setting here. So if you are playing on survival difficulty and you don't like the current changes, okay, we've got a legendary raider, alright, you are not going to be happy. Please don't be shooting me, I don't think you are, but it's the raider, of course it is. Maybe I probably just need to kill this guy. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just testing VATS a lot. I'm doing a bit of a mess around with VATS to see how it feels to play VATS in survival mode with a VATS build. Basically, so I understand. I understand some of the things facing people trying to balance mods for this. I am level 19? 20! I'm level 20. Level 20. And heading just in a random direction, shooting people. So, it does replace the existing difficulty mode, and you have to accept it all or not at all and drop it to very hard difficulty, at least from what I can see. The first thing on the list is saving. It says manual and quick saving has been disabled, and you now only save when you sleep, which is probably going to be a bit of a problem for many people. It is for me. I have got no interest in wandering off to find a bed and sleeping every time I want to save, and I have even less interest in losing 3 and 4 hours play because I haven't slept in a while. I'm not particularly in love with that change. Now, they are, from what I can see, giving you a sleeping bag option. I am not completely sure how that's going to work, but I assume it just sits in your inventory, you put it on the ground, and you sleep in it. But I still don't like that option either, because well, the problem I have with that kind of mechanic is that it is completely gamey. And what I mean by that is it makes me focus on a game mechanic, but not just me, it makes my character face a game mechanic. So, for example, currently, if I quick save, that's me, Gopher, hitting quick save. The character here, John, is totally unaware of what happened. He is totally and utterly unaware of what happened, and he just carries on regardless. Now, with the system that they are proposing, John has to know he's saving. John possibly could come up with some odd role-playing reason why he is, I don't know, suffering from acute narcolepsy and constantly sleeping every 1 hour. You know, okay, I've just had a fight. Quick, put my sleeping bag down. Sleep. Get up. Carry on a little bit. My God, the stealth field. Oh, actually, it's not. It does make things a bit brighter, but a lot of it's the actual fog itself. So, yeah. I don't like that idea. I can't stand the idea that you're going to be running around constantly thinking about sleeping. Not thinking, I don't want to die, I don't want to die. You'll be thinking, how long is it since I slept? How long is it since I slept? Oh my God, I don't want to die now, I haven't slept. Or worse still, oh, everything's fine. I can just go into battle now because I've slept recently. I mean, no. Just give me quick save. Now, for a PC gamer, that's completely and utterly unimportant anyway, because of course, we're going to mod that. let's face it. We're going to mod that. Don't shoot the Wastelander. Shoot that instead. Yeah. We're going to mod it. You know, somebody's going to make it so that you get the equivalent of saving without having to do a sleeping bag. Probably a quick save functionality. Just mod it back in. And even if they don't, we can do that from a console command. Unless they've found some clever way of disabling that, which I doubt they have. You can just go into the console and save whenever you like. I prefer a quick save mod, and I'm sure there will be one within minutes of this patch releasing, so it won't affect me too much. But I just don't like the idea. And I don't like the idea that it's... Okay, that's a super mutant. That might be a bad fight. I don't like the idea that it is forced upon us if we want to play with all the other changes. And I do want to play with the other changes. That's the thing, because some of them are bloody awesome, actually. So let's move on, though. That's what I've said about sleep. Combat. Combat is more lethal for everyone. You now deal, but also take more damage. Glass cannon. This is kind of similar to Metro 2033. This is exactly the sort of mods I use in Fallout New Vegas. And I am very, very happy to see that added. I really am. Oh, I saw him. And, so, yeah. That is a good thing. That is a good thing. I'm loving that option. I should probably stop fighting while I'm reading. People are going to be getting so irritated with me. There is also something called adrenaline. We'll cover that in a minute. Fast travel is disabled. And this is going to shock a lot of you. I am very much against that. I do not fast travel. I have no interest in fast travel. I already have that option. I just don't fast travel. I don't see why you need to force it on people. It's kind of the same with the saving to some degree. You already have the option to not save very often. If you want to save only when you're in a bed in your settlements, you already have that option. So I don't really see the need to enforce it. People don't necessarily want it, so don't force them. It's my general feeling. So, you know, fast travel, forced, disabled, forced upon everyone. Oh god, that was bad. That was actually very bad. It's a little harder to fight when talking and and reading a Reddit, I was about to say. Yeah. This one, the next one's great. Weighted ammo. Bullets and shells now have a small amount of weight, which varies by caliber. Heavier items such as fusion cores, rockets, and mini-nukes can really drag you down. I love this option. I love this. This is straight out of the Fallout New Vegas hardcore mode. I'm loving this. You now have to pick how much ammo you take with you. No more taking just every single bit of ammo. This is going to be one of those things that annoys some people. This was one of the reasons a lot of people didn't choose hardcore mode, because they just wanted to bring all the ammo all the time. Me, love this option. You take a reasonable amount of ammo for a reasonable amount of fighting. So yeah, this is something I totally love. What was next? Compass. Be sure, right, the compass. They've removed enemies from the compass. Big fan of this one. Big fan of this one. This is something I generally prefer to play like with, anyway, if I can actually disable that on the heads-up display, I will. So, big fan of this one. That's a big win. What else have I got? It says I'm ducking out of the way while I read. Adrenaline. Now, this is something where it's an adrenaline perk. I actually think this should just be a perk that you take. I don't believe they should force this upon you either, personally. But it seems to be the more you kill, the more your adrenaline goes, and the more damage you do, which is a little weird and a little... Some people are gonna argue it's a little silly, but this is Fallout we're talking about, and silly is not always alien here. Every time you sleep, it resets, which obviously, I think the intention there is to try and get you to balance how much you save, i.e. sleep, versus how much damage you do. That is not something I want to think about when I'm playing a game like this. I don't want to be constantly working the game mechanics to get, you know, like it's one thing to tweak your character to be very strong. It's another thing to be constantly doing strange things in game, like not sleeping for a few hours to get... Well, no, here's the thing. I don't mind the perk itself. I'm not that keen on the sleep aspect of saving. So that's why I'm worried about that. It looks like they're trying to promote that side of things. So that one I could take or leave. Oh, I am so going to shoot you when you come out. And your dog. Sorry about the dog, but it's getting shot. Yes, it is. And, right, what else have we got? Wellness. Now, this seems to be like keeping fed, keeping well hydrated, make sure you've got enough sleep. Now, I love the idea of, you know, sleep deprivation being a problem. That's great. You need to sleep regularly. I want to have a good reason for my character to make it back to a settlement and sleep every evening. I think that's a great thing. So, wellness seems to be a good idea. Fatigue works like radiation, apparently, and affects your action points. So where radiation, I think if you get radiation, it reduces your maximum health. I think fatigue reduces your maximum action points. Great idea. If you don't sleep, eat, and drink, your action point max is going to go down. I'm liking that, so great news on that one. Sickness. We're talking about illness. If you eat raw food and stuff like that, you're going to get sick. Liking that. That's the sort of thing I'm looking for. That's the sort of thing that's going to make cooking your food really important, rather than just eating tons of meat and then taking a rad away, which is bloody common. Antibiotics can be crafted and will cure disease and sickness. I'm liking that. Different types of beds give different types of benefits. Loving that. Carry weight. Exceeding carry weight will now reduce your endurance and agility and periodically damage your legs and health. Interesting. I'm liking that one. Oh, I missed one. Where was it? Crippled limbs. It was right above it. Crippled limbs will no longer auto-heal after combat. Oh, thank you. That is something that I can't stand. In fact, they've said will remain crippled until healed by a stim pack. I actually wish they'd gone further. I don't like crippled limbs being healed by stim packs because you can heal them mid-combat. I preferred the Fallout New Vegas way of handling it, I believe, which was to use doctor's bags. And doctor's bags could only be used out of combat. If you got a broken leg, you couldn't fix your broken leg until you'd finished the combat. I liked that idea. I think I would have preferred something like that. But hey, just removing the automatic healing is good enough for me, because that was ludicrous. That was absolutely ludicrous. You've broken your leg, 20 seconds later, it's not broken. Just because. So that was annoying. Companions. Companions will no longer automatically get back up if downed during combat and will return home. I'm getting lost. If abandoned without healing. It's a nice idea. I'd prefer them to die. Not that I want my companions to die, but I wish they could, so I could panic about them rather than treating them like immortal wheelbarrows. You know, they were killable in Fallout New Vegas, so I would kind of like to see that here. I know, I'm a terrible human being, wanting all my companions to die. I know. Evil man. But it's still an improvement. Makes it hardcore. I'm liking the idea. And then lastly, enemy and loot repopulation. Locations you've cleared will now repopulate enemies and loot at a significantly slower rate. Well, I already use a mod for that, so yes, I think that's a great change. Glad to see that in. I've done it again. Quick, stim pack, run. Reading and talking. I should be silent for a couple of minutes and go and loot all the mines. There's probably loads of them around there. But that was the last one. Credits to user Shane D53 who posted it, apparently. And I will try and leave a link down below to the full article so you can go and check it out yourself. In general, I'm liking what I see. I'm liking what I see. And the few things I don't like, we can mod. And that's specifically the sleep. I'm not that keen on the sleep. It's, you know, sleep to save. Very, very weak. And here's the other thing. Somebody will probably mod it so you can fast travel in survival mode as well. So if you're on the PC or when mods come to console, chances are it'll get modded out anyway. And of course this is probably not finalised. They may make some of these options optional, which would be nice. So there you have it. An interesting list of things. I'm liking what I see mostly. And let's see when it comes how it plays. See? No talking equals mines found.